sales where you stand at the gate of a refinery, Dr. Anil Bhatia has spent close to 29 years in industrial sales.
Whenever you go in a plant or any factory, you have to first understand the basic working of it. Then you can target it in different ways.
You should learn as much as possible when you are visiting a plant for the first time, and I believe that is going to stay with our listeners.
So that is how the confidence gets built up slowly and steadily.
Hey everyone, welcome back to FaceTime with Leaders. You know, in every industry, there are two kinds of professionals: the ones who present from the conference room and the ones who actually walk into the plant. Today's guest is firmly the second kind. Dr. Anil Bhatia has spent close to 29 years in industrial sales. The kind of sales where you stand at the gate of a refinery, a power plant, a steel mill, and earn your way in. In over 29 years of his career, he has worked across organizations like Fabtech Projects and Engineers Limited, BGR Energy Systems, Lloyd Installations, Bry-Air Group, and KSB Pumps, and sold into almost every name that built modern India: IOCL, BHEL, NTPC, Reliance, L&T, Tata, the Railways, and Defense. Today, we want to hear the human story behind the long road, Dr. Anil. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Charu, for inviting me.
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to having a great conversation with you. Dr. Anil, 29 years of selling EPC solutions, standalone capital equipment, packaging, including skid-based, consumables in industrial and construction sector is a long road. Take us back to one of those early site visits when you were still finding your feet. What did you learn that day that no MBA could have ever taught you?
Charu, before I start with the exact side part, I want to tell everyone your own professional goals, your own self-confidence, then continuous learning from the failures. Failures will definitely happen in life, whether it is professional or personal. But then you have to learn from them and carry on with whatever you have thought in life. It is your choice nowadays. You may change your career goal later on also. Suppose today you have done your engineering, but later on you want to switch over to any other sector. You are free to do that. Say after 10 years, you feel that okay, this is not my actual path. I want to change, or there is some new technologies coming up in the market, and you get attracted with that, or a new career opportunity where you want to go. Yes, you should always pursue it with time. You should always be flexible, I should say. Now, coming to my first journey, I will take you to my third year of engineering when the summer training was done by me at a site in New Delhi, that is at IOCL Marketing Terminal, which is located at Shakur Basti. So there I got a chance to do my summer training. See, the first part when you enter a plant as a new person, obviously a little bit you can say hesitation is there. But if you go to any site or any plant professionally, you first understand the working of the plant. Because in that, if I talk about marketing terminal, there the products are coming from the refinery. It is being transported from refinery through railways or through pipelines. Are only two methods. Then after they come to the siding section, which it via rail or via pipelines, that is known as siding section. Then all those refined products are then stored in different tanks as per the requirement. Means petrol will be stored in a different tank, diesel in a different tank, or any other product which is required by common public or in the industry, it will be stored in a different tank. Then you have to understand how it gets transported from tank to TLF, that is known as tank lorry filling. You must have seen trucks carrying different products till the petrol pump,
Right.
from where the public gets the end use of those products, or an industry or a factory. It can be a building, it can be a commercial building or a factory, which may require, say, diesel when DG sets are there, or there may be a petrol requirement. So it is getting transported through trucks. That area is known as TLF, tank lorry filling. There
Right.
are obviously the checks from the department. This is what I call it as a normal understanding which one needs to have. Siding section, then how the storage take place, and from storage how it gets transferred to the trucks. Then
Right.
comes the quality part. Whatever product is coming from the refinery, obviously you have to do the quality check, the
Quality.
defined quality checks as per the parameters which are required. Like what is the octane number in that, because and how much knocking it, because right now we are adding even ethanol, like government has
Yes.
is going for adding say 25% ethanol. So why not 40, why not 50? Because currently our vehicles are not designed to take that much kind of load, but slowly and
Right.
slowly government is has told even the vehicle manufacturers to go for that kind of engine, gaskets, and other parts, so that in totality, the country can save the foreign exchange and it's beneficial for the public also.
Right. Right.
So that is very important whenever you go in a plant or any factory. You have to first understand the basic working of it. Then you can target it in a different ways. The third part,
Right.
which I learned there, is the maintenance part. Because once the factory is running or plant is running, very important part is maintenance part. It can be
Right.
sudden breakdown maintenance, but then, or it can be a planned shutdown, which is happening everywhere. Thirdly, it is predictive maintenance, that you store some critical items in your store that may be required, say after 1 year or after 6 months,
Mhm.
or when the warranty from any manufacturer gets over. So that is how the confidence gets built up slowly and steadily, and
Right.
then you can obviously make a very beautiful report out of it. That how the plant working is there, it can be used by the future generations.
Right. Right.
So that has been my practical
Right.
experience, I should say.
Wonderful. So, I believe that most young engineers walk into a plant trying to prove how much they know. And what you are saying is that it's the other way around. You should learn as much as possible when you are visiting a plant for the first time. And I believe that is going to stay with our listeners. So, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us on this. Now, you've sold into IOCL, BPCL, HPCL, NTPC, BHEL, the railways, and defense, almost every name that powers this country. From the inside, what is the real difference between selling into a public sector buyer and a private sector buyer in India? And what is one thing that each side could honestly learn from the other?
When you go for B2G kind of business, means business to government, the pace of getting an order or deciding of an order is little bit slow, but their systems
Right,
are very robust, I should say, because they are having all the checks and balances in house. Plus, there are bodies like CAG, which are giving them the guidelines from time to time. Internal audit committees are there, from which they are taking directions. So accordingly, it becomes part of the tender.
Right.
Yes, sometimes this lag. Suppose they want to procure an item, say in 3 months, and yeah, it may take sometimes 4 months or 5 months. So advice for them is to better start 6 months early if they want any item which is critical in nature, say in fourth month or fifth month, and they want to use it in 6 months, they should start early. That is an
Right.
advice for PSU. Now, taking private sector, yes, they are really very fast as compared to PSU. But nowadays, since everything is, and a majority of the organizations is SAP controlled, there also systems are becoming almost the same as of PSU. Only the difference is in PSU, timelines are very strict nowadays. If you miss any documentation or you have not uploaded on time and they have got three bits, they will move ahead, leaving you back. They will not
Oh,
care. That is now the strict norms which the government has given it to them. That you don't have to wait indefinitely for the vendors. In case you are already having the three vendors, please move ahead. You don't have to favor anyone.
okay. Right.
In private, you can say companies still they sometimes give you a leverage. Then coming back to decision making in public sector companies, once your evaluation is completed, commercial. So first is your technical part, and then is the commercial part. If everything is
Right.
in line for all, then deciding factor is only lower one. Whereas in private sector, yes, lower two or lower three can be given the order. They can obviously call them and they can talk to them on their expected prices or even lower than even L4 or L5 can get a order by negotiations or suppose the quality is better. But whereas in PSU or other government entities, they have to go with L1 only, even if your price estimate is, say, 20% below your estimation cost, or sometimes 30%. They are unrealistic. So that is the issue sometimes which comes in front of a PSU or a government entity that in spite of knowing that it is not workable, they have to go ahead. But nowadays, they are taking declaration from the manufacturer. You have
Right.
quoted the price, say 30% or 40% less than the estimated price. Will you be able to execute?
Mm-hmm.
If they say yes, then only they place the order.
Order.
But then again, if some failure happens in between, then there is a big trouble for both, means the employees also and the vendor also.
Right.
So then the whole audit committee will come into picture. CAG will have the questions. They may take action against the employees. They may take actions against the vendor. Vendor is banned because sometimes there are some companies who try to scuttle a tender or they
Right.
try to slow the pace of the procurement
Right.
deliberately. So all those things are also there, but now government is making it very strict.
Strict.
Yeah. Sometimes if the this difference is too much, sometimes they are not going for even retender. If the
Right.
government body feels that cost quoted is unrealistic because obviously they have to go with the L1 only.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. So the point about I feel patience being real in commercial currency in PSU sales, most private sector boards genuinely do not understand that. They look at the timeline and they call it slow. And you're saying that the pace is the price of trust, I believe, and that reframes the whole conversation. So thank you for sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving on to next question. At your startup stint, you took new business division from launch to 12 times its volume and at the highest profits. people talk about that scaling like it's a chart on a slide. But anyone who has actually done it knows it's a daily grind. What was the hardest part and what was the part that nobody saw that mattered the most?
The first and the hardest part is first is the plotting your customers.
Mhm.
Who are you going to be your actual customers? You have to categorize them in A category, B category, C category, depending on the ticket size. Suppose
Right.
I say I want 1 crore and above is my A class category,
Mhm.
and say from 50 lakhs to 99 lakhs is my B category. Below 50 lakhs
Right.
is my C category. First,
Right.
you have to do the plotting very
Mhm.
carefully. Uh, that is very important. How you and then second part is to go and go with a proper appointment.
Right.
You have to go to the decision maker. The decision maker can start from, say, manager level, or it can be a chief manager, DGM, GM, or maybe ED of a plant. You have
Right.
to cover all the levels.
Mhm.
That whole process is currently known as business development. So I will say business development is the hardest part, which one has to do in the beginning.
Right.
So in
Right.
my this organization, 2 years simply went for business development, which obviously only your own superior with whom you were working, he only realized.
Right.
But when the team was expanded, say after 2 years, for them the things were already made to an extent.
Made.
Yeah, now
Right.
they were inducted to close the orders. That was the second part.
Right.
After the
Right.
business development comes your sales part. Third is your execution or the operations part. And yes, to cover everything, there's a fourth category which we call it as promotion part to keep the continuous customer contact.
Right.
So I have learned the blending of all. I should say all the four stages are very important because ultimately, when you have done a correct business development in the right direction, then only you can expect the sales to happen. And
Right.
sales
Right.
is very important in order to generate the revenue. If the revenue will not be generated, obviously, then there's no point of running any
Absolutely.
industry or factory. That is very clear. The third part
Absolutely.
is execution. Again, I will say efforts are equivalent to business development.
Mhm.
If you're not doing proper execution as per your commitment to the client, you're not going to get the repeat orders, or you may be rejected in between.
Right.
They may call off that tender, they may reject you, or they may penalize you. They may call some other vendor to execute whatever work you have done. Suppose you have done 50% of the work which was required in, say, 1 month, but you have taken 3 months for that. So
Right.
everything gets monitored nowadays because your equipment cost maybe say 5 crore or 10 crore, or your package cost maybe say 15 crore or 20 crore. But then
Right.
their stake is running into maybe 500 crore or 1000 crore. If a pump is not installed, obviously their plant cannot run because
Mhm.
you have to complete the circuit. You
Right.
cannot run a plant without a valve or without a pump because that is required. So I will say it's a mixture of all those four, five things which one should learn in life. Okay, the best part, what I realized at that moment is we got 50% profit after 3 or 4 years. That was the highest profit. But
Wow.
obviously, the back work which was done was very hard. Initially, 2 years of business development, and I was covering only the pan India alone
Oh,
because it was
wow.
a startup only.
Wow. 12 times the volume at highest profit, that combination is rare and You are the first one to admit that it does not come from a presentation. It comes from the unglamorous work that nobody photographs. And scaling well is the most underrated leadership skill in Indian business. So kudos and congratulations on that, sir, on that wonderful work. Okay, so moving on to our next question. You've led PMC, EPC, EPCM, and LSTK clients across upstream, midstream, and downstream. In an Indian project environment, with the timelines, the price pressures, the last minute changes, what does it actually take to keep both the customers and your own commercial line healthy? Where do most sales leaders quietly compromise?
See, Charu, it's very clear. There is no single strategy by which you can go. Somewhere you make more margins if you are having a unique technology. There you can make more margins.
Right,
But if the competition is very stiff, then you have to compromise on margin somewhere. I will not say you have to take the business in loss that no organization allows.
right.
That is only in exceptional cases that you have entered the market newly and you want to make some references, or some MNC is coming from, say, Europe or US, and they don't have any reference in India. Yes, they have
Mhm.
come up with huge sums, say about 100 to 200 crore rupees. They want to just do their marketing part, and they want to take few orders which are below the cost, I should say,
Right.
which may not be feasible for the other players because
Mhm.
they want to enter like many FMCG or FMCD companies are also doing. Whenever they
Right.
come with the market, they are having a huge marketing budget. It can run into maybe 200 crore, 300 crore, or even 500 crore.
Wow.
So they obviously they have to spend that. So obviously they will underprice their product. They will do all kind of marketing, whether it is ATL, BTL, or through the line. Everything they will do,
Mhm.
and they will make the market attractive for the clients. They
Right.
will come out with some good lottery schemes and all those things so that they get the market penetration.
Agree.
But yes, obviously, it's not a long-term solution, I should say, because once you have finished with your those marketing budgets, then obviously you have to see your EBITDA margins. Very
Right.
EBITDA margins are very important. Uh, I have tried to maintain around 15 to 20% in the companies where I was given a free hand, and I was in charge of the whole show. So
Wow.
if you are building, say, 15 to 20% EBITDA margins, then yes, you get, say, around 10 to 12% of your PAT, profit after
Right.
tax.
Right.
Otherwise, for engineering industry, the PAT usually hovers between 8 to 10%.
Mhm.
That is the normal thumb rule which an engineering industry sees. But yes,
Right.
if your EBITDA margins are sweet, you get a good PAT.
Great. So I believe you're saying is margin discipline should be a culture and not a clause. And we spend so much time tightening contracts and so little time tightening behaviors. The contract is the easy part. The culture is what actually defends the bottom line. So thank you for sharing that with us, sir. So our next round is a quick fire round. So ready for it?
Yeah,
Okay. So moving on to our next segment, which is the quick fire round. Five quick questions, Dr. Anil. First answer that comes to your mind, and please don't edit yourself. Whatever comes to your mind, just say it out loud. Okay,
fine, noted.
ready?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. First one. Out of every state you've traveled to for work, Delhi to Assam to Karnataka, which one has the toughest customers and which one has the warmest?
I will say all the customers are equal. Why did you don't deceive your customers? You give them a proper solution and a timely solution, as I've already covered in my earlier answers.
Right.
All the customers are same. Only the
Same.
time taken may be a little bit less or more to make a good contacts with everyone.
Wonderful. Okay, next one. One question you ask in the very first meeting that tells you whether a deal will close or not.
Your relationship with the client, that is more
Wow.
important first, because first you make your relationship with the give them genuine solution if the client has any problem which he is facing. If you are able to do at that time, he'll be very happy. Then obviously the things get forwarded slowly and slowly and steadily, I
Right.
should say.
Right. Okay, next one. The tender or order you lost early in your career that taught you more than the ones you won.
Yeah, your costing has to be very perfect. If when you're losing your order by just say 1 to 2%, it really hurts you. When you are doing
Absolutely.
a lot of work and the value is say 5 crores at 10 crores and you are just losing by say 1% or 2%.
One, two. I'm sure.
Naturally, it pinches inside. Something is wrong with your costing. Your costing has to be perfect. You don't have to assume the things. You
Right.
should know practically. That is where the experience of the seniors or your mentors
Come
come,
into picture.
because they know that what are the exact site expenses. Material expense may be same or little bit here and there. Okay, margins you can decide little bit as per your management policy. You can get some extra leverage also from the management.
Right.
But yes, site expenses are very important. It's a very important factor, I should
Okay. All right. So the next one is if a young engineer told you today, Sir, I want to make a career in industrial and construction sector sales. What is the first thing you would tell them?
say. You are welcome. First, make the things, first learn from the 4 steps which I told: business
Mhm.
development, sales, promotion, operations. First,
Mhm.
learn all the 4 stages. Then
Right.
you see which fits you most, because nowadays youngsters are fearful that sales only means the targets.
Right.
So you
Right.
can, because sales is a holistic process. Whatever 4 stages I have told you, all are interdependent on each other. If your
Right.
business development is not correct or it is not in the right direction, you will not be able to get the sales.
Right.
Similarly, promotion part is very important to keep continuous customer contact, to generate low inquiries at low cost. Because if you are going in the field and just meeting say 4 or 5 customers in a day, inquiry generated may be 50%, say two
Right.
inquiries. But with promotion part, you can generate those 2 inquiries maybe in a half day,
Right.
or you can generate say 10 inquiries in a day. Promotion is also very important for continuous customer contact.
First.
Whatever new is there in your organization, you should disseminate that information to your clients on regular basis.
Right.
If you have done something new or some new application has been done, yes, you should inform your customer. If you have
Okay.
bought some new technology or some new references, or you have done some new JV or tie-up, yes, you should definitely tell your, and promotion is the fastest way.
Right.
Because if you will try to visit each and every customer and then tell them, it is time taking. Although
Right.
it is in-person meeting is always effective, or nowadays now we are doing VCs, that is
Video
more effective.
calls.
Yeah, that is more effective, but still it is time taking. But if I take say 1,000 emailers and I shoot them from immediately in a day, so I am touching 1,000 clients
Right.
within say the first half or second half or maybe in that day. So that is
Right.
the faster and the cheaper way.
Great. So last one for this segment. One small habit on the road or off it that has kept you going for 29 years.
As I told you, your own self goal, your self confidence, continuous learning, learning from the failures. You should not be afraid of the failures. Failures will happen in
Right.
life, and it is for everyone. Have been attending few good seminars where the leaders tell we are all trying to convert failures into success.
Wow.
Very clear because no organization is getting 100% of the orders.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And to be very honest with you, conversion ratio of orders in an engineering industry is just 5 to 10%. Means suppose you are getting 100 inquiries, the conversion ratio because of stiff competition, you are just
Yes.
only 5 to 10% of the orders out of that bouquet. Until unless you have a cutting edge technology which
Right.
others don't have.
Right. All right, wonderful. So thank you so much for that quick, honest, quick fire round. Um, I'm sure a lot of our audience will take up a lot of pointers from this. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving on to our next segment, segment four, which is the government governance movement. In 2024, the Indian government tightened the general financial rules around public sector procurement. Sharper timelines, sharper documentation, less room for old ways of doing business. You have spent decades selling into PSUs. So, from a sales leader's chair, where do you think Indian boards still underinvest when it comes to sales governance? The controls around how their teams actually win business.
To start with, I will say both the verticals B2G, business to government, and business to business and business to clients, is the end user.
Mhm.
Any organization should be very clear in these three verticals. They should not mix. Yes, for business to government, they can form a separate team, or
Right.
business to business, they can form a separate team. And for business to clients, it means directly end user business, what we call. A separate team can be made because stakes are very high when you talk about EPC or packages or even standalone capital equipment. Costs are running in crores each project cost. You have to be very careful. Secondly, as I've already told you, timelines are very important now with the B2G also. If you miss any document, you don't upload that, you forgot to upload that,
Right.
or you have not uploaded any information which was required, or you have missed out an information in the tender, you have not attempted that, you are likely to be rejected provided they have already got the three clear cut tenders from the
Right.
amongst your competitors. Suppose five bidders are
Right.
and two have done the mistake. Yes, they will go ahead with other
Wow.
three because
Right.
now the government has made it very clear. If you are, or even the controller and auditor, you are having three clear bids, please move ahead. Don't wait for anyone and don't favor any.
Wow. Wow.
So I should say the bidding team, they have to shape them with the timelines.
Right.
If some clarification is there, genuine clarification is there, which has not been addressed by that particular entity, whether it is, I will say, government only, then they
Mhm.
obviously increase the timeline also, say by 1 week,
Right.
10 days, because you need to then revise your costs, you have to take the
Agreed.
estimates from your vendors, you have to take permission from your management. So they understand all those things. But if somebody is trying to deliberately gain the time, that is not allowed.
That is not right.
That is not allowed. very clearly.
Wonderful. I think it is sales governance is not only a sales and a finance problem. It is a sort of a board problem, and it should be addressed like that. And as you said correctly, different groups for different types of sales will different teams for different types of sales will give that particular amount of focus on that segment, and they can clearly manage it better. And managing the timelines is another thing that needs to be taken care of. So thank you for sharing that knowledge with us, Dr. Anil. You are a valued member of Directors Institute World Council of Directors. What made you reach out to Directors Institute, and what has that experience given you?
To be very honest with you, as I told you, continuous learning should always be there. First, you have to make up your mind that I need to be flexible. Like, let me share with you, when I was in 12th class, I had
Right,
thought of three career options. First one was medical, second one was hotel management, third one was engineering. But I landed
right,
up at my third choice. It is because of whatever you can say, hard work and luck. Both things matter for an
right,
individual.
right.
Sometimes you do a hard work, but then, okay, if the particular paper you are not able to do better on that particular day, then you may not get into
Agreed.
your first career choice or second. Obviously, then you have to accept. That's what I told you. You have to be multi-directional nowadays. Because today, if you say that I want to go just for an executive role, say up to vice president or president role, and you don't see the things from the top, because now coming to even the DI, Director Institute vision, that
Right.
vision takes you to the top level. Top level means
Hmm.
either you own your own business or you are part of the board, whether in
Right.
executive capacity or non-executive capacity.
Agreed.
They are clear cut two choices, because some persons they want to do a fine balance between their personal life. They want to give more time to their family, so they can go for non-executive role also.
Right.
The SEBI allows you to be non-executive director in seven companies, and you are paid per meeting, and there are about say 10 meetings in a year, which
Okay.
is being called in a public limited company. And you are paid, say, per meeting. And in Nifty 500 companies, what I've come to know, they are paying, say, about even 1 to 1.5 lakhs per meeting.
Permitted.
So that
Wow.
is the how one can earn and give time to the family. It is your,
Right.
again, your own choice later on, because I have also not thought about that. But then when I was about to complete my 29th, and I was in about my 29 years, then I just had a thought, because they are doing excellent promotion in the social media so as to
Hmm.
reach the public, to change your
Right.
initial mind. Then I attended their session in
Hmm.
which everything was clarified, and there was a bouquet of certificates which was available. One is obviously the main thing. You have to first clear your independent director exam with
Exactly.
IICA.
Hmm.
After that, there are three, four certificates, that is International Corporate Directorship, ESG, which is an upcoming subject. Then you have to learn the digital part of it now. We are in
Right.
AI era, that
Right.
we cannot
Ignore.
neglect, yeah, ignore or neglect. Whether you
Yes.
call it as a boon or whatever, because one
Blessing.
fine blessing or one fine day, yeah, you come on anthropic, it comes up with the news that no more human beings are desired, and there's a sudden crash of 285 billion USD one night. I think at that time India was sleeping. It was the night time. And when everyone woke up, suddenly saw that crash. So it's a risky.
Right.
Yeah, technology is changing. You have to keep yourself updated. So
Agree.
DI has given a vision to be at the top. You may not own your own business, but yes, you can be part of the seven boards that
Right.
the government is allowing, and age factor is also relaxable. The government is slowly and slowly making, because industry is saying they are not getting the good independent directors, good knowledgeable also, and sometimes you see there are big frauds are also taking place, which may not be directly related to the independent directors, but then they have to resign. Suppose I
Exactly.
have taken, say, seven assignments, but in two companies, some frauds have happened and it has not been revealed to independent directors. They will not be harmed, but then obviously they have to come out of that board
Come out
as
of
a
it. Exactly.
responsibility.
Right.
Although
Right.
they will, no action will be taken against them. So again, you have to search for the two vacancies.
Right.
Here you
Right.
can give your expertise. DI has given the training of every kind. Even they are taking, after you have got your this independent director certificate from the government, they are giving you guidance from the persons who are already in the board. They are
Right.
conducting sessions which keeps you updated with the time. So I should
Wow.
say one should definitely go with the DI and try to learn more and more things. Recently, I think they have tied up with INSEAD also, which is a very well-known institute of Singapore, and it has got a
Yes.
very wider reach
Okay.
throughout the globe. So they
Right.
are doing their best, I should say. They are going touring in Gulf and other countries and trying to promote the governance, the right kind of governance,
Right.
which
Right. Right.
usually people don't know.
Agreed. So, that line of yours, Dr. Anil, where you talk about having a vision, is exactly why this institute exists. We meet so many leaders who have done that extraordinary work on the ground, but they've never been given the vision, or they've never had the vision of the boardroom. And you found that, and now you want to give it back. So, thank you for that feedback. And I guess that is why institutes like Directors Institute exist, to do that for you. And thank you for that wonderful feedback. And I would want to wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you, ma'am.
So that's once again, Dr. Anil, thank you so much. We've covered a lot of ground today: refinery gates, power plant sites, the difference between PSU and private buyers, scaling a startup 12-fold, and the quiet discipline of selling when well in Indian project environments. If you are leading a sales function or sitting on the board that oversees one, here's the thought to carry away. The salesperson who has actually walked the plant is worth more than the slide that describes the plant. Build teams that earn that ground. This has been FaceTime with Leaders, brought to you by Directors Institute World Council of Directors. I'm your host, Charu Mehra. Until next conversation, keep listening, keep leading, and keep building the kind of governance our boardroom actually deserves. Thank you.
Thank you.